Ben Davies.
Hey, awesome ride, buddy. Morning, mate.
Huh?
Your white shoes, I could see them all the way up the street.
Nice one, mate.
And that smile. It just beams.
Nice one, dude. What are you doing out at this time in the morning?
Actually, what are you doing out at this time in the morning?
I'm enjoying the weather.
Yeah, it's pretty nice, isn't it? Welcome to
Super
Central
nice,
Virginia.
man.
You got a century and you're done.
Yeah, it's
You're
like
100 miles right
Yeah,
now and
yeah,
under.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Nice one, dude. Thank
Awesome.
you. What's your name?
My name's Ephraim Seidman, but on Facebook I'm Prince Purple.
Okay, awesome to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you as well too. Did you get hammered yesterday in the weather?
No, I was so lucky because like there's been massive storms.
Actually, it looked like you did.
Yeah, but it was like I was going to the store and like it was raining but not crazy hard, and I managed to get to Mineral, and I knew it was one of the few like food stops, so I got some food, and then it just like started, and people there so nice, they're all just like, go to the fire station, they'll like let you.
I've spent the night at the fire station
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
the Trans Am. Yeah?
And so yeah, I kept there for a few hours.
Awesome.
Or like quite a few hours, like 6 hours. So it's really nice.
Yeah.
And
Well, I'm glad you did, because if not, I would have been here at 1 o'clock in the morning rather than 4 o'clock. So I appreciate
You prefer that?
I appreciate you sleeping in.
that's funny.
So 2 miles up the road, there's a good convenience store, Sheets,
Okay.
that a lot of people stop at. It's
Okay.
also more civil to sit
Yeah,
down
yeah.
and yak there. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. I just
Okay.
recorded that little interchange that I'll post so
Oh,
people know that we're both alive.
yeah.
And then we'll meet up at the Sheets in 2 miles.
Sure, yeah. I can't stop for too long if that's all right.
Oh, not
but I can pull in, no worries.
Don't apologize to me if you don't even want to stop.
No,
that's fine.
I'll definitely pull in. That's no
Well,
worries.
there's a bathroom there.
Okay.
That's what Craig Pauly cared about. Is there? I got hit but he knows that. I've met him I think 3 times at that
Have
same
you
Sheets.
really?
Anyway,
That's funny.
and there's fruit there. There's decent
Okay.
selection of food. I've also got some snacks and cold drinks for you as well.
Nice one, mate.
So go ahead, roll up
Yeah,
the
yeah,
road,
yeah,
and I'll
yeah.
beat you in a couple.
Good
Be
one.
safe. There's nobody on the road now, right? So at least that's safe.
It's really nice.
Your dot before you leave.
Yeah, this is so lovely.
I mean, this is what you guys do, all the cycling, and we do all the yelling. It's easy.
Man, it's been the best thing about this.
Cool. Well, this isn't your first time doing the Trans Am. I think I read somewhere
Yeah.
you did Trans Am east to west.
Yeah, it's my first ever bicycle tour.
When was that?
13 years ago.
You were born 13 years ago?
Exactly, mate. It was really funny. I've just been thinking about it cycling in today because it feels like
Just yesterday.
No, just tonight. I've just been thinking about it because my first ever bicycle tour, my first ever like multi-day bicycle ride. I came over here and did the Trans Am, and then now I'm doing the race. And
I
it's
know.
Super cool. So it's really nice, mate.
Do you remember of it? 13? I mean, I got to be. You got to remember Hoosier Pass. There's certain things you got to remember. I guess.
There's little bits that I remember, and I actually stayed at Mineral Fire Station the last time.
So you knew about it.
And yeah, but the thing is I didn't remember it at the time, and then I sort of remembered Mineral because of the big, the water tower thing. And then the guy in the gas station was like, oh yeah, and someone in traffic sort of said, oh, you can go to the fire station. And I was like, oh yeah, I sort of remember this. And then it's just funny, isn't it?
But then you got into racing.
Yeah, about 5 years ago. Or something
I mean,
like that,
congratulations. 17, 18, and 19. Was it 44th place to 10th place to 2nd place in
Yeah.
Transcontinental? That's freaking awesome, man.
Yeah, I mean,
What
was
was the click between being a tourist and getting into racing for
Well, I
you?
mean, that first year was, I really didn't know what I was doing, and I made
Do any of us, Ben?
Exactly, mate, exactly, and it was no worries, and it was some pretty fundamental routing mistakes. Is that one self-routed? Transcon's self-routed, and yeah, I mean, I just didn't know what I was doing, and then sort of got the grasp of it, and properly got the bug for it then. But yeah, it's all good.
So I know it's not fair to ask, because even Craig Pauly will tell you every year it's a different race.
On this.
Any race.
Oh yeah.
It's a different race, different weather conditions. You're a little different But compare the Transcontinental to the Trans Am bike race for me.
Oh man, I mean, they're really different because it's Transcon is self-routed and it's a completely different route every time. I mean, of course, there's only so far like off you can go in Europe. It's not that big, but it's just different. I mean, that's a rubbish answer for me.
It's different. That's okay. It's an answer.
Different. No, I mean the concept is the same. The thing that is so lovely on, like, this isn't a comparison, but just so lovely on Trans Am is because there's the history around the route and people know it's going on. People know that the tourists are here and whatever. Just the people is just so. This is the best thing about it.
Cool.
And like you can be like properly in a hole, and then come around a corner and there's someone smiling on the side of the road, and you're just like, this is...
You're always smiling too. I don't think I've seen a picture of you on Facebook that didn't have a smile, so it goes both ways.
The thing is, in the States, especially compared to the UK, it's a really different culture. In that interactions happen so much more easily here, and so like when I was touring or with this bike, whatever, people see it and they go, "What are you doing?" Whereas in the UK, everyone's a lot more reserved to actually make that connection.
Interesting.
And it's just so lovely that you sort of make all these connections across the country. It's really cool. So yeah, I love it.
And you do seem to understand the history of Route 76 of the Trans Am bit. So.
Yeah. I mean, it was funny all those years ago when I did the tour of the route. I sort of. I'm very outdoorsy. I loved all of that sort of stuff. That was my first sort of into long distance cycling, and I had the whole notion of sort of travelling west, and I was like really big into like Beat Generation and all that sort of jazz.
Cool.
And so I had all of that, and then what I actually took away from it was this like massive love for the cycling, and just being on the bike like every day and all of that. There's like I toured it, but I toured it quite fast, I guess, and that was.
Do you remember how many days to do it as a tourist?
Yeah. I was just thinking. So I think it was either 58 or 60, something like that. So like steady, but like properly loaded. So it was like your first ever bicycle tour, and it's just
That's a big one.
Super fun, man. Yeah.
That's a big one to do for your first one.
Yeah. It's really cool. But I think because it's the, and I guess I didn't appreciate it at the time, but it's established and it's
Iconic?
Yeah. Over here then, is it seen as like really iconic, like within the cycling community, or?
You're probably asking the wrong person about that.
Sure.
You know, but I would say yeah. I mean, you know, I think any bike tourist in the United States knows about the Trans Am, dreams of having done or has done. I mean, thousands of people do it every year anyway.
Yeah.
You know, so, and it's been around for a while. 1976. You understand? That's where the 76 comes from.
It was the bicentennial?
Bicentennial, breaking away from you dudes.
Yeah. I mean, it's super cool. And the guys up in Missoula are just is it Missoula? Yeah,
Missoula.
And
probably
also,
this time you didn't.
No, I didn't
hang
stop
around.
this time,
but last time you did.
But I did Pan Am. So I did North Canada to the southern tip of Argentina. Like I was like, I want to go see those guys again because it's such a cool group of people. So
you've done a lot of touring with.
Yeah, that was.
And that was a tour.
Yeah, it's like.
And when did you do that?
That was 6 years ago, I think.
You do have the bug.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. But the thing was as well, like that was a big one. That was 15,000 miles, I think. And I was like, I can't quit jobs to go and do bike touring all the time. But also I didn't get the competitive thing from it. I loved the riding the bike. I loved the travel aspect, but I didn't get the competition. And I had to keep leaving jobs to like do the big rides. So it's like.
So what do you do in the real world that allows you to leave your job?
I'm really lucky. Like, so I work at a composites engineering firm.
I'm sorry,
A composites engineering firm, like carbon fiber and
Oh,
stuff
okay,
like
carbon
that.
fiber. Oh.
I'm not an engineer myself, but I work in an engineering firm, and I'm really lucky because our COO is really into cycling, and I think he followed me doing TransCon in 2019, and he loved it. So now they're super supportive of it and like give me the flexibility to allow me to take a 3-week holiday to come and do this, you know. So
that's great. And of course, it didn't hurt the fact that you were second in that race too, right? And your boss was following you. It didn't hurt.
Well, I think they see that I took it seriously and I got something from it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. That's great. How do you feel about having followed an old man across the country, Craig Pauley?
Thank you.
Double your age.
Is he double my age? No, he's not. How old is he?
Wait, no, you're 34,
34, yeah,
and
yeah.
he's 56.
Is he really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, that guy has been like, it's been really nice to race him. I've never met him yet, so I can't wait to meet him.
Well, hopefully, I'm pretty sure, I don't know what his travel plans were, but since he just finished yesterday evening,
well, hopefully I'll catch him
he's still
for a
around,
coffee.
and if you're listening, Craig, Ben would like to meet you.
I mean, he's just done like an awesome race. He's been relentless the whole time. So
well, you young whippersnappers pressuring him has.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I hope he feels like he's had to race. So yeah.
How did you feel yesterday when you got up and you realized he basically never took a break and just biked through the night?
To be honest, I didn't know that until I met a lady on the
Blue Ridge Parkway?
Yeah, she was lovely.
Yeah.
And I've not really had. I bought a US SIM card for this thing, and it's been rubbish. So I've not really had internet very much. So I've not actually been able to do tracker at all. Like every now and again I do, but some states nothing at all. And yeah, yesterday morning I didn't have anything. So
I guess that's good news and bad news. You know, the good news is you're riding your own race, but the bad news is you don't know who's cycling up here hill back.
even last night in Mineral, which is like a decent sized town, I didn't have any signal.
I'm not sure I'd call Mineral. Sorry, Mineral. I'm not sure I'd call Mineral a decent-sized town.
No,
but.
okay, but to caveat that, this bloody route going through this state, I haven't seen a town.
You're right.
Just going through this town here was like mental stimulation overload. Because we hadn't
Well,
seen something.
well, right now, I mean, like I mentioned to you, you're going around Richmond to see battlefields. Part of the history of the
Okay.
route. You're not going through the city. Richmond's one of the bigger cities actually that the whole Trans Am goes through, I think. I'm sure somebody will correct me if that's not correct, but anyway, you know, so you'll you're almost at the end now. Doesn't matter. Let me stop so this doesn't get too long. Say goodbye.
Yeah.
Anybody meeting you at the end? No. You'll have a crew of our trail, a monument angels we call them,
Thank
meeting you.
Yeah.